Product review, we are going to be finding out whether the Snoozeshade is better than the Slumberpod. So I'm going to set them up for both of you and tell you the pros and cons. Okay, I've got my playpen set up. We are going to be testing the Snoozeshade first, and I will tell you what I like about it. Then we'll set up the Slumberpod so you can see the different setup times, and then we'll go through everything and I'll tell you which one I prefer. Okay, so the Snoozeshade comes in a really portable small case. It's pretty light. I'd say maybe 3 pounds. It's like a big blanket. So, put it over the crib. Okay, the Snoozeshade is all set up. It has a little window flap here, so it's breathable. You put the baby in through this top hole, so you have to unzip it. Then they go in here. As you can see, some light is creeping in through the bottom, which I don't like. Over here looks better, but still you can see light coming through. So this doesn't seem totally blacked out, but the fabric looks like mesh. It's very breathable. Baby would be totally fine in there. And this would be a great blackout option for a baby who's under 6 months old, who's not really crawling. There's another breathable flap here. What I do like is it has these tabs at the bottom that you can attach and pull it down. With my pack and play, I have a part, it doesn't really have just a tube where I can attach the Velcro strap to, so it doesn't work totally well for my specific pack and play, but this is a great option for a baby who can't sit up or stand. If they're standing, their head's gonna hit the roof and it's gonna be really bothersome to them. If they're sitting, it would be okay, totally fine. Overall, very lightweight. It's compact. You could fold it up smaller than the container. Snoozeshade also has some good stroller options so that you could have a blacked out nap on the go. But I don't think I'd love it for older kids just because it might feel a little claustrophobic since they can't stand. So anyway, I'll show you the takedown and how quick it is to put it back together, back into their own bag, and then we'll set up the Slumberpod. Okay, let's take it down. That was so quick. Now we're going to be setting up the Slumberpod. This one takes a little bit longer, but I kind of think it's worth it at this point. I am not going to speed up the video. I will show you exactly how long it takes me to set this up. It's 2:18 right now. Let's time it. So the Slumberpod comes in this portable bag, and it has 10 poles. So it's bigger to set up. Here they are. One trick I like to do for the Slumberpod is make sure all the zippers are closed first. And I also like to set up my poles as I go. They're so long that if I make them all one long big thing, they're hitting my roof They're hitting my ceiling, they're hitting my wall, and I don't want to scratch any paint. Feed it through. I'm going to go all the way to the other side and pop it in the bottom slot here. But I'm not going to do the clips yet. Okay, one side done. Now it's time for side 2. Feeding it into the slot on the other side. Then, there we go. We're getting a little long here, but we're almost done. Really push it through. Feed this one into the slot. Perfect. So the last thing I need to do now is to put the clips on. The clips are attached to the dome, and you just clip them on. There's 2 clips for each side of the pole. Okay, one side left. All right, so Slumberpod has a front and the back. The front says Slumberpod right in the corner, and the back has kind of a window. It's just a breathing vent. So I'll put this over the playpen and then I will give you my full review. Okay, so this is a Slumberpod fully set up over the playpen. Quite a bit larger than the Snoozeshade. It is a dome that goes completely over the full playpen. It's not considered a tent because it can't go outside on its own, and it doesn't have a floor. So that is why. Here is the opening where you put in baby. So as you can see, it is pretty dark in here. Well, light because of my window. But baby's comfortable in here. If I close the window while you guys are in here, it's pretty dark. Some other bonuses from the Slumberpod is they have a venting window at the back. So this can be clipped up with that clip there, so you can open it. The problem is a light will come through the vent. So I would only recommend doing that at nighttime, right before going to bed. Another bonus they have is this is a video monitor slot. So it fits lots of monitors in there. There's a plastic screen. Your monitor fits right in here, and you shut it, but the cord will come out into a plug-in. We usually don't use a video monitor while we're traveling just because Drake is typically in the same room and I can hear him. So one downside of the Slumberpod is the fabric isn't quite as breathable as the Snoozeshade. You can see it's kind of like a jersey cotton. Whenever I pick up Drake out of the Slumberpod, he is not sweaty, but it's not the mesh material like it is on the Snoozeshade. Another downside of the Slumberpod is it's big. So it's big, takes up a lot of space, doesn't quite fit in a closet. But if you have a walk-in closet at an Airbnb, or if you are room sharing and you have a big spot for them to go in your room, then it totally works fine. We have used the Slumberpod in our Airbnbs. Drake has gone into the bathroom and he just lives in the bathroom at nighttime and during naps. One thing that's great about the Slumberpod is it is pitch black in there. The only thing that would bring in light is if the bottom flaps weren't flapped under, or if your monitor gives off some light while it's working. If your monitor is like that, I would suggest putting a sticker over the light and then still popping your monitor in the slot. One of the other cons for the Slumberpod is the tent poles are so long. As you saw in the setup, I didn't set them up all the way when I was doing it because it will hit your wall and it will hit your ceiling, and I don't want to scratch any paint. So what you can do is do as I did. So you set up the pole as you're going. That way you're not hitting things and it's not feeling way too big. Some pros for the Slumberpod are the setup is not too bad. Takedown is not too bad either. I'll show you that in a minute. And it is like a dome. So you can have toddlers in here and they feel fine. Drake has been in here quite a bit when we're traveling, and honestly, it's been a game changer. I really like that he has the option to stand, and there's no zipper from the inside. So they're not getting their fingers caught in a zipper. They're not opening the window themselves. They are in the Slumberpod. They're stuck. If your child is a climber, they can climb out of the playpen as they would their crib. So you would have to have some extra safety measures, but this can go over a little toddler bed while you're traveling too. So lots of versatility. This Slumberpod is awesome. I highly recommend it. And one thing that is really cool too is I have a discount code for you. So if you go to the Slumberpod website and enter Midnight Mama, right now you get double off. So you get, I usually have like a $10 rebate. Right now it's like over $20 that you get off. So that's really cool. For the Snoozeshade, they also have some really good options. It's definitely the more affordable option between the Slumberpod. So the Slumberpod is like $220, whereas a Snoozeshade is around $100. So if you're looking for cost savings, go with the Snoozeshade. Will it be completely blacked out like the Slumberpod? No. Is it still good? Yes. Very breathable, very lightweight. It offers a good option for room sharing also, and for a blackout option. So the two are really good. What would I buy? I would buy the Slumberpod. Because I know that I'm having more kids, I would buy the Slumberpod. I would invest in it because it's so versatile. I can use it on a floor bed. I can use it for a playpen. I can use it for a cot or a bassinet. You can use it for lots of things. And if you have a toddler now and you don't think you're gonna have another kid, then maybe I wouldn't buy it because it's a huge investment. $220, that's a lot. But if you feel like, yep, I will totally get my money's worth out of it, it also has a great resale value, and you will get your money back that way too. If I were to vote on Slumberpod versus Snoozeshade, I would always pick the Slumberpod. I find it way better. The blackout option is the best. I like that you can sneak a monitor right underneath in that one pocket, and I like that you can sneak a sound machine under the playpen. So you're kind of like, it's a mini room all in one. I do love the Snoozeshade options for the stroller. They have a really cool option that fits over a stroller so your baby can have a really good dark on-the-go nap. And I love that. I love that they thought of everything. But would I buy it for a playpen? Probably not. Either way, let me know if you have a Snoozeshade or a Slumberpod. I'd love to know what you have to say about it. I think the two are awesome. And I really look forward to more travel with my Slumberpod because it makes life so easy. Okay, let's take it down. I start by undoing all of the clips. One downside if you're taking the pole down as you go is sometimes it stops or it bends too early, so it takes a little bit longer. There's one pole. Second one. Just gonna move this playpen out of the way. So what I do is there's 4 of these blue marks on the top. So I fold 2 and 2 together, like that. And I fold it in a quarter again and lay it on the floor. Then I make sure the end is still narrow. I grab the tent poles and kind of like you would take down an actual tent, you wrap it up like that. So I wrap the poles in the middle and then just start rolling. And you put it back in the bag. Pull a strap and you are good to go. Thanks for watching my product review today on the Slumberpod and Snoozeshade. I would love to see what you have to say about both products because I think they're both a great product. And leave comments. I would love it if you'd like my video and subscribe to my channel. You'll be seeing lots more of this.